After serving his country for more than 2 decades, Sergeant Major David Brooks, a decorated black veteran, quietly returned home to civilian life. The war had taken much from him: friends, health, and a sense of belonging. Now, living alone in a small town, David spent his days fixing cars at a local garage, never mentioning the medals or scars that told the story of his sacrifice. To most, he was just another mechanic trying to make ends meet. But one ordinary afternoon, everything changed when a stranger walked into the shop, a tall man with a Navy SEAL emblem on his jacket and a look of deep familiarity in his eyes. As David leaned over a car hood, the man suddenly froze. His eyes locked on a tattoo etched on David's forearm, a faded black falcon carrying a lightning bolt. It wasn't just any tattoo. It was the insignia of an elite rescue unit that only a handful of soldiers had ever belonged to, men who had carried out one of the most secret operations in U.S. military history. The SEAL's face went pale as he whispered, "You were the one. You saved us." David looked up, confused at first, until memories of that fateful night came rushing back: the mission in Afghanistan, the ambush, and how he had carried 3 wounded SEALs through enemy fire, refusing evacuation until everyone was safe. He had never expected anyone to remember his name. After all, the mission had been classified. But the SEAL standing before him, Lieutenant Jake Foster, hadn't forgotten. Within days, Jake returned with a news crew, determined to share David's story. The quiet mechanic who had once believed he'd been forgotten was suddenly being honored nationwide. Veterans saluted him, neighbors wept, and the government finally recognized his bravery with a Medal of Valor. Tears welled in David's eyes as he stood before a crowd, humbled and overwhelmed. For years he had thought no one cared, that his service had been lost to time. But one man's recognition, sparked by a simple tattoo, reminded the world that true heroes never fade. Sometimes, all it takes is one moment to bring a forgotten legend back into the light.